If you recall last week, I showed a video. I showed a video. It was The Office.
Oh, the dryer's on. And we're back.
If you recall last week, I showed you a video of my office and all the workings and how I do everything. And, you know, the office is pretty cool. In fact, it kind of reminds me of a mullet. It's business in the front, and it's party in the back. So I started collecting probably, what was it, last year in November? Well, that would have been 2 years ago. 2022 of November. I never thought I would collect. And this is actually where it all started. I don't really have a lot of rhyme and reason. This actually started the collection. I had been wanting a Alundra as a kid, and I never was able to get it. We never had a PlayStation, believe it or not. And I never got to beat this. I played it with my friend. I still haven't beaten it. It's been a while. Yeah, I need to get back to it. But I did order this, and I paid up for it, and this is what started the collection. So no, I didn't get this to resell. I got this for me. And yeah. And it came with a map, a beautiful condition. I actually got this off of eBay. And I had been wanting it for a while, and finally I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And that's what sparked the collecting. And if you recall any old videos, I'm going to show you some stuff. I used to have over where you guys know my office, I used to have a desk up there where all the shoes and all the bins are and everything like that. And I had a desk or a table, and it had like 3 games. I think it was a Suikoden 2, which I ended up giving away, which is kind of cool, kind of dumb. And I had this, and what else? I really didn't have much today. But this is where we started, was Wii U and Wii, and then the few PlayStation games. Once again, nothing crazy. Anytime I buy a game, or buy a lot of games, and if I don't have something on the Wii U or Wii, I'll slowly put it back there. Some of the games I actually still play, believe it or not, I think is some of the most fun, are Cooking Mama games. These are amazing. So they're only like $5. And so I don't just keep stuff because it's valuable. I keep stuff because it's fun. And actually, I think almost all of these, I think we have played, will play, or are playing. And then the Wii U, as you guys know, why do I have so much Zelda? Well, because I was the president of the Zelda fan club which I'm going to get there, when this one was available. I was the president of the Zelda fan club, so of course that was back in the AOL days, if you guys remember that. And so anything Zelda I'm gonna get, if I can afford it. I didn't get the Tears of the Kingdom OLED, but that is something we're working on rewarding our kids with. But Gamecube was also a pretty nostalgic piece for me. What is going on here? Oh, yeah. Which I don't have a lot, but you know, obviously the clear ones, all the Mario, Smash Bros, but of course Zelda's as well. It's something I need, so if anybody has this and they want to hook a brother up, I do need the disc for Twilight Princess, because I don't have it. This was one of the first pieces in my collection as well, which was Baten Kaitos, if I say it correct. I haven't really played it. I've only played a little bit of it, but it looks really cool, and I am interested in playing it. So hopefully one day I'll get to. Something I forgot to talk about was the PS1, because that's actually pretty important to me. I played PS1 a lot with my neighbor across the street when I was a kid, as well as I played some PS1 games on the computer. Final Fantasy, guys. So Final Fantasy, I will collect every Final Fantasy. And let's see what I got here. I got Final Fantasy 9. It's pretty bad. I need to replace it with a better one. Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 7, which I've played through this game multiple times, even since I've had kids. Final Fantasy 8, which I wasn't as big on. Metal Gear Solid, another one I watched my brother play, and actually my friend across the street rented a lot in Texas, so this one holds a good place for me as well. A few little RPGs, not little. Suikoden, it's actually the wrong case, I realize. I don't have the dual case. That's okay. And Jade Cocoon and Cartia, I think is how you say it. I'm excited about playing this one. I haven't played this one yet. So, Switch is the console that actually I play with the kids, and we play that pretty often. We just picked up Super Mario RPG, which I think is here. Super Mario RPG, and my kids got Sonic Superstars, which I haven't gotten a chance to play. Hopefully, I'll get to play it on game night with my kids. But Mario RPG, I've been playing this with my son. Of course, the original Mario RPG was great. I don't have it on the Super Nintendo. If I do get it, I'll probably sell it because I'm not collecting Super Nintendo right now. But yeah, so the point of my collection is really games that I will play with the kids. With a lot of this, or games, as you know, we're going to get into the Saturn in a little bit, but games that I played as a kid, games that I grew up playing, or had a very prime spot to me. Me and my son are collecting amiibos. Just as we find them, we're not really spending money on them, but if we find them, they're really cool. This one was actually given to me by my friend David, and not given to me, given to Elijah. If you watch the 6,700 game collection with David, he actually gave this to my son. So once again, David, if you're watching, thanks. I talk a lot about my missionary friend from our church. He came back home, and his son gave Elijah two. I think it was this one and this one, right? Mm-hmm. And Toad. So these are amiibos. We love the amiibos. They're really cool. They make for cool little displays. I don't know the value of them. I'm not really that worried about them. Like I said, I only pick these up if we find them. We don't really spend money on them. But we do have some new in-box ones if I find it as people are selling it, which we got another Toad, but new in box. And like I said, guys, there's no really rhyme or reason to this. I have stuff all over the place. And we have down here, we have the gold and silver Mario's, Princess Zelda, I almost said Peach. And this one I thought was actually really cool. I know what this was. It was my first toy show to ever do in Harrisville, Mississippi. And somebody came in and said, would you trade this and a whole bunch of other stuff, which I sold a lot of the other stuff. When I saw this, I said, I'm keeping this. I think it's only like a $20 value. I'm not worried as much about the value. It's just really cool. It makes really cool display. Let's see, what's next? I got a Pokemon Snap. Complete in box. It is complete in box though. So I don't have many of these. Actually, do you see that Banjo-Kazooie? That's underneath. Yeah, so that's actually something I just picked up, was the Banjo-Kazooie. And then, as you know, I collect Disney Infinity 2.0. My goodness. Yeah. If anybody wants to buy any of that, let me know. Now, my 64 is going to rotate. I do not pay up on 64 except for a few items, which my wife knows about. I did pay for Quest because I played Quest. Nobody likes Quest. I loved this game. I had so much fun on Quest. I think I paid like $14 for it. And yeah, so I put this in the collection. My son's been playing it a little. I bought this and Mario Kart from a local reseller. He gave me a really good deal. I think he gave me like 25 on this and 10 on Wetrix. I used to play Wetrix almost every day. I tried playing it with the kids when I got it. No, they weren't digging it. But this has a really nostalgic place for me. I didn't really pay up for this. This is Ogre Battle. If you follow this nerd on YouTube, I don't even remember what I traded, but he traded this, and I traded a bunch of other stuff, so it didn't really cost me anything, but this was something I got from him, and I was super excited. I said, man, I need this for the collection, and I haven't even gotten a chance to play it yet. Let's see, what is important to me here?
Which ones did you pay up for?
Okay, so ones that I paid up for, and then we have Goemon's Great Adventure. Yeah, I paid up for this. How much did I pay? It was like $120.
$120.
Yeah, so $110, $120. I got it from Scott Squatch, so shout out to Scott Squatch. But this game is fun. So my son Ezekiel loves playing this with me, and Elijah likes playing it a little bit. We haven't gotten real far, but we occasionally come and play this. This is a really good one. If you can get a hold of this, guys, you should definitely get this. Next, we have all the different PlayStation games. PlayStation 2 and 3, pretty much I only just pick up RPGs. I like RPGs. I like the artwork. Even if I don't play it, I just think these are really cool. So whenever I pick up a big lot, I don't pay up for any of this stuff. It's just if I get a big lot of games, and I'll set aside a game or two. I mean, the artwork's awesome on the RPGs. I love the anime. Some of these games I play, like I picked this up actually at Rare and Classic Games. Shout out to AC in Houston. I went with Tyler Esposito from My Retro Life. He brought me there, and with my son, and we picked up Streets of Rage 4. This is a lot of fun. We've beaten it quite a few times. Definitely a good game if you can get this. And Persona 5 Royal, I don't play it anymore. Convictions may change on that, but I stopped playing it for various reasons. However, Persona 5, you got Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. This is on the PS3. Great game. This actually is probably what got me back into playing. Wasn't this what probably got me into playing games? And Breath of the Wild on the Switch. Anyway, so if you haven't played the game, it's an awesome RPG. The reason I liked it was just how cool it was with you go through your high school and you're doing like everyday things. You're going to the noodle shop, you're taking tests, you're answering questions at school, you're hanging out with your friends. And then what I liked most of all is how they're trying to bring, actually, even the word repent is brought in the game. I like how they were showing evil people being brought down low and brought down to a place of repentance and changing of ways. And as a preacher, that speaks a lot to me, that people that can be so evil and wicked actually change their ways and feel sorrow, even though they were didn't care about anybody, and they were brought to a place of sorrow, and that's what actual repentance is. So that actually spoke to me. If you guys haven't played Alice Madness Returns, I love games about psychological stuff. I won't get all into this. I know it's probably surprising that I like this. It's really not gory. It looks like it would be with a bloody knife. It's taking Alice in Wonderland and it's giving it a twist to where it's more of like why she went there, something psychological she dealt with past trauma, and she's trying to overcome herself. Really cool concept of a game. I'm starting to collect some VHS. Stuff from the 90s, nothing really crazy. Dragon Ball, Power Rangers, Tailspin, DuckTales, and all that. Let's see, I have TurboGrafx. I sold off a lot to OG Sega Steve. I used to have Splatterhouse, Bonk's Adventure, Devil's Crush, but all I have now is Legendary Axe, Complete and Sports Football, Legendary Axe 1 and 2. Funny story about this. You can see it on another video. I had been talking to this guy about getting a bunch of games, and here's the TurboGrafx with it. It's complete in the box. I've been talking to a guy about picking up these games. Finally, he let me knock on the door after the second time, after I woke up their baby the first time. And I think it was, 6 months later? He brought me in. We made a deal right there. I bought this, some Game Boy stuff, all complete in box, mint condition. This is probably the worst piece he had. And look how clean that is for early 90s. That's crazy. Nothing really crazy here. Just got a few of the handhelds. I got the 3DS XL. Probably going to swap it out with a Galaxy, PS Vita, PSP, Game Boy Advance SP, NES, Jaguar. Yeah, which isn't working, but I'm going to eventually get it fixed. And let me swap sides with you if that's okay. We're going to swap sides over here. I didn't talk about the Wii U. I actually have picked up 2 complete in box, but I figured I would keep one. I also have the, what is it? This is the Mario Kart one. And I have another one. What is the other one I have? It does need to be dusted. As you can see, I need to dust it. Man, I need to do a lot of dusting. This is the Sony Trinitron. I think it's, 28 or 32 inch? Goodness gracious, I need to dust bad. Screen's great. It's also very heavy. I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace for $20, and I picked it up by myself, and I brought it into the house by myself. And it used to be on a wobbly little table, TV stand, but I picked this bad boy up at the local thrift store for $5, or was it 10? $5 or $10, and it swivels. So I really like this. Well, it might not right now because everything's crammed in here. Yeah, I got everything crammed in here. Oh, there it goes. So I can turn it, and it's easy to slide. But all I have in here is the original Xbox, and I only use it for testing. We got Shining Force 3 playing. Let's see what's next. Well, while we're here, here's a Pokemon Pikachu 64 controller, which we use pretty regularly. But I don't use this, so I know a lot of people have been asking me, are you ever going to sell this? I'm thinking about selling it, guys. This was another early collection piece I got from a Xbox Series X trade, and really cool. I just don't use it. I can't fit it in, you know, it just looks awkward, but it does look cool as a display. But I don't use it, so I'm not a Pokemon guy, so I may sell it. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe you guys can talk me into it. And here's our consoles. I got the box for the Saturn, which I have the Saturn here, and I actually have this cool, I guess it's a Japanese one I just picked up. And I really like this one, so I swapped it out with the other one to sell the other one. Gamecube, Jungle Green, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, Sega Genesis. It's got Flashback in there. We've been playing Flashback. And of course the doo-doo brown Super Nintendo. It's not very clean, but that's a special kind. So I decided to use this for all of my controllers. And that's how I am, you know, going to keep it. It's a lot more organized this way. If I just display everything that way, I'll probably get some lights, I don't know. But if I ever need to use it, because otherwise I would have all just these cables just hanging down right here. And it was a huge problem. So before we get into the Saturn, guys, I want to point this out. This is actually how, yeah, I guess you can step back. This is how I started it, with these video game chairs, which you see here, and there was no couch. And I said, I need a couch in here because I'm a big guy, and sitting down like Harley, it just doesn't work very well. But we do keep these here for whenever all the kids are in here, because all the kids come in here and play. So they'll sit down on these, and then some of us will sit up here on the couch. And it's just a real cozy area. It's right behind the office. When you're looking here, it doesn't really feel like you got the office stuff behind you. It feels like a cool little game room. I actually picked these, what do you call them, DVD cases, whatever, stands, up from a local collector who I will be buying from soon. And so you're going to see that probably on a video pretty soon, as well as he's going to let me do his game room tour. And I'm super excited because he's got an awesome setup. So anyways, let's get back up here. All right, guys. Well, this is my prize right here, is my Sega area. Now, before we show just the Sega, I did keep 2 Jaguar games, Cybermorph and Doom, just because who finds Jaguar? So I just kept them. Shout out to Jack Bandit for giving me a cool deal on this light gun. Haven't gotten a chance to use it yet because I just haven't played any of the shooter games, but super clean, really cool. This particular, what do you call it? Stand? Shelf? Saturn games didn't fit, so when I bought this, I was like, oh no. Saturn games didn't fit, so I literally had to cut every piece out, and I sold all my power tools because I wasn't using them anymore because of landscape, and I said, oh, I'm still using them. So instead, I used a handsaw in the house, but I got it working, and I got everything measured out and fit in, so everything's good. I'm able to put the Saturn up. We have 67 games currently, and they're expensive. I did my first purchase on eBay, and these were some of the first pieces for my collection, which is Shining Wisdom. It doesn't have the foam in it, but I got this, Shining the Holy Ark, and let's see what else I got. Albert Odyssey, and wasn't there something else I got in this? Was it Mysteria? Yeah, I got Mysteria. Go in another room. We'll be there in just...
She ate baby butt cream.
She ate baby butt cream. So, Amber has the baby now, so if you hear any crying, that's okay. You may hear some laughing as well. There it is right there. Also got Mysteria. This game, I loved as a kid. I don't even really remember it. That's what's wild. I remember the opening and the characters, and I was like, this is how the game played? It's kind of like a strategy, kind of like the old not even Shining Force. What would it be like? Yeah, I guess some of the old Shining Force, I think. Anyways, it's more of like a strategy RPG. So I got all of these for, where was this? So I got all these actually for a really good deal. I think I paid like a total of 60% of what the value is on eBay. There was a few games that I had gotten I did another video where I picked up a bunch of Saturn stuff, and I said, let me keep some of that. And this is when it started, from actually picking up that first, where I got Worms. I sold some games, and my wife was talking to me and was like, well, if you're going to do a collection, you like Saturn, why don't you collect Saturn? It's my wife's fault. I blame my wife. No, but that's actually Worms. I never played Worms, but this is where all of this started. All of this started from Worms, believe it or not, which is wild. So I am going for the entire collection. This right here was bought from, I actually bought some of these like shooter zombie games from Pac-Man Case. Shout out to Andy Pac-Man Case. Gave me a good deal. And what was the other one? Corpse Killer. And a huge portion here I actually got from David as well. So David hooked me up with a bunch of games. It's just really exciting to see all of this, you know, come to play. Hey, here's one. I just picked this up at the game store, which another video will be coming out soon. This game, I'm just going to be honest, I think it sucks. This is a stupid game. But, you know, it is what it is. Here's one that actually has a lot of meaning to me for multiple reasons. Me and my brother played through this from easy to, I guess, medium to hard. And then now me and my wife have played it once. Maybe we'll play it again. And I played it with the kids. So this is super cool. This was a very, very fun game. It is expensive, but this is a super cool game to have. I guess I'll talk about one that means a lot to me, guys. I mean, there's a whole bunch of good games in here, but one that means a lot, Shining the Holy Ark. After I first got this, I started slowly playing it, and I just beat it, a few weeks ago? It sounds kind of dumb. I'm a 37-year-old man, and I actually felt accomplished from beating a game.
Loser! You're a loser!
I know that sounds silly, but for any of you that play games or haven't played games in a while and started back and remember stuff from a kid, there's something really neat about going back to something that you wanted to do as a kid and beat it. And I just beat this. It was 50 hours of gameplay over almost a whole year span time, and I finally beat this. Great series, the Shining series. If you haven't played it, really, really good. Shout out to Retro Cart Collector. If you're watching this video, and right now on Monday when it comes out, and you also come to the lives, you're going to see Retro Cart Collector. He gave this to me free. We're having a live tonight. If you're watching this later, you're not going to watch a live tonight. Alright guys, so if you know Bowman Games, I got this from him, and this is really cool. I think this was in a Nintendo Power. Basically, he cuts these Nintendo Power cool pages out and puts them in these frames, sells them for $5. So shout out to Bowman Games. So you got this displayed in my room. Bowman, if you go check them out, guys. And then the beautiful artwork from my daughter, Abigail. She drew Serena from Guardian Heroes. Such a fun game. I don't know why I didn't talk about that. And Nicole. And so, you know, she's got a YouTube channel called Animation Abby. And she does really, really good, like, what do you call it? Stop motion. I always forget what it's called. Stop motion. So if you get a chance to check her out, go check her out. But here's the game it's from. Guardian Heroes, which is up here. I guess I already had it up here. Another game that has huge nostalgia for me. So this one I just picked up from Scott Squatch not long ago. I'm actually in the process of playing it right now. I am just now in the mines. And this is going to be the second one on the Saturn that I plan to beat, other than Clockwork Knight, which I've already beaten and all that. But very good game. It comes from the same company. It's basically like it's not really, but it's like a sequel to Landstalker. Same company, Climax, that did this. A little bit different. You go into like a fighting game mode. Very good game. So if you haven't played this, check it out. Down below, I'm starting to collect Genesis now. And another game that was one of the first Genesis games I actually decided to collect. This is what sparked it back to start collecting Genesis, was Landstalker. A great action RPG. I'm going to be talking about this. If you go back and watch the Rushmore show, I'm going to be talking about this. This is one of my tops for RPG games. Here's some Sega Genesis games that I got from this nerd again. Here's some more. Gunstar Heroes and Rock'n'Roll Racing. This was part of a trade that I did with him. So these have a lot of meaning to me because this nerd, I haven't talked to him in a while, but he was probably one of the first YouTubers. He is the first YouTuber I did a collaboration with. So I really need to get something going on with him again. If you guys haven't checked out this nerd, go give him some love and support. So we do have a few Dreamcast games, right, Tabby? We do have a few Dreamcast games. This was actually sent to me by, I have a PlayStation game I forgot of. Brave Fencer Musashi. I can't show every game, guys. It'd be too long. Shenmue. Mort from Mort's Garage. He got this for my son. We've been playing it. It's a whole lot of fun. Yeah, so it is a little slow, but it's just a fun game to sit back, chill, relax. And this is all the Dreamcast we have, guys. We really don't have much. We have that. Slave Zero. My son wants to start collecting Dreamcast, so this is kind of like a thing I get to do with my son. And he never had Dreamcast, neither did I, but now we have it together, and so we can hunt for these old games. And then Street Fighter Alpha, which in a few months, guys, I have a series that I'm going on, a trade series. And I picked this up from a guy. He's a nice guy, but this isn't working. So it's in the collection because I can't sell it. So if you have Street Fighter Alpha 3, flop it my way. And it's just growing, guys. If you were to see this a year ago, you know, I would have never thought it would have come to this. So this is only a year later. I think I probably had about this much worth of games a year ago, and it's here. I actually have a fun place I can hang out with my kids. And shout out to my wife. And if you want to show yourself. Shout out to my wife, and she got all this stuff set up. She is my branding marketing person, so she got me this banner. We're going to start using these at conventions. The original logo, guys, the logo has changed slightly. I am the nostalgia investor. I know some of you don't think you can invest in this stuff, but that's what I do. I invest in not only video games, but nostalgia. I'm investing in your nostalgia. And what matters most? Jesus. Holy Bible, that's what matters most. And just really cool background. So shout out to her. Guys, I know it's nothing crazy. You know, I know most of you are probably, you know, like, oh, I want to see a 7,000 video game room. Well, maybe one day, guys. But right now, this is all I have. This is in a small place in a room. In the side of the office, business in the front, party in the back. So hopefully you'll be able to see an update of this next year. Until then, I'll see you at conventions. If you haven't gone to Louisiana RetroCon, go check it out. Hit up Davey. I'm talking too much. All right, guys, it was fun. Thank you, hon. You're awesome. See you guys.